think you told me that when you were in London, and by the way, you moved into the same building I lived in, which was a little weird, Max. But since it's you, it's okay. You said that I think when you do your radio show, sometimes you guys would wake up in bed and literally like stick a microphone on and do the radio show, laying in bed, and then finish recording. That seems like such a Max and Stacy thing to do.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah, we were doing the Residence FM in London, a show every week. We did that for over 10 years. And it was very stream of consciousness. And we did that for a long time. Then we stopped doing that a few years ago. But there's, when people watch the Keiser report, they're seeing us, in situ, they're seeing us within the relationship. We're actually, this is almost like in the 60s or 70s, there was, when I was in New York, there was still at that time the concept of live theater, of natural theater, of where people would watch. You'd go into the theater and there would be people or a couple would be on stage and they would be living. They would be having their daily life. They'd be eating breakfast. And this was kind of considered experimental theater at the time in Greenwich Village and downtown, and during an interesting period in theater in New York. The Living Theater, I believe it was called. And so this is kind of similar to the Keiser report. It's especially now in lockdown, it's in our actual living room. So we're actually just, turning the cameras on during a conversation. And then the macro picture is reflective or reflexive of the micro picture. So any relationship has the same dynamics of any organism, of any system, whether it's the cosmic world, the cosmos, the world, a country, a town, a house. The dynamics are similar. The fractals are different, right? But the dynamics are very similar. So if you have a successful relationship, have a successful relationship with the cosmos. Right? If you have a successful relationship in your house, you are successfully married to the universe, because they're all related on different scales. This is the thing that love teaches you, is that you are fused with the underlying reality of balance that's there and accessible. The easiest way to reach it is through a loving relationship. That's how you reach the mother lode of balance and perspective and tranquility. And if you get into there, you are now running at the same heartbeat as the universe or the metaverse, if the case may be. So that's the value of it. I mean, I wouldn't want to step out of it, just like I wouldn't want to jump off a building. I wouldn't want to jump out of an airplane either. So I want to be part of that universal truth, that universal consciousness. And getting it back to Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin does actually reflect this universal collective unconscious in a way that we're just now starting to understand, because of the brilliant way all the aspects of the protocol are balanced to bring out the best in people that are likely to become good characters already. They become better characters. Bad characters who started off as bad characters become worse characters. You mentioned Andreas Antonopoulos, who I've known since we both have been in Bitcoin roughly the same time. He went from being a good-hearted, giving person to becoming like almost a saintly figure in the Bitcoin community. The protocol transcended him to become more of who he was. Then there are people like Peter Schiff, for example, who the protocol exaggerated his worst tendencies. So he became a worse person than he was already. In that trend, you see that happening and continuing, and he just goes deeper into the darkness of fiat money. And so why does it do that? Because the incentive structure within the protocol's layers of technological innovations is so finely balanced. It's so perfectly attuned to the universe and the metaverse that we are responding to it on a globally unconscious level in ways that are transformative. We are becoming, it's an evolutionary step in a lot of ways. And like I said before, if somebody says, I don't get it, I don't understand it, I don't want to get it, that's fine, because evolution, it makes its move with or without you, right? You can go with the evolutionary change or not. That's up to you. But for me, I feel like I'm, taking that step, and it's exciting, and that's where I'm at.